This one is going to be joining us today. We'll see if she lets us actually film this. Fingers, toes crossed. Hello everyone, it's April and I'm here to chat with you about all of the books that I would love to read in October. It is spooky month galore, and that is reflected here in my stack of books that I want to read this month. Let's get into it. I have a couple of books that I need to bring over from my September TBR that I'm in the midst of, that I wanted to talk to you about right now. The first book that I am still reading, I'm like not quite halfway through. I don't really know what happened to me in September, but it was just a very slow reading month. I mean, we did get COVID, so maybe that was it. But anyway, I am in the midst of reading The Secret Place by Tana French. This is set at a boarding school where a boy from a neighboring school is murdered. He is killed, and we meet two detectives trying to find out who killed him. And they are at a girls' boarding school trying to find out what happened. I'm enjoying it so far. It definitely, there's aspects of it that does bring you back to my teenage girlhood days and the things that rattle around in your brain at that time, or at least rattled around in mind. Not murder, I should clarify, not murder, but weird things. But it's been good so far. I'm not loving it the same way. Oh, Winnie, you are so loud in the background. She's playing with a rope toy. I'm not in love with it the same way as I have been her other books in this series. But I'm only halfway through, so things can change. I can get more invested. But I do want to finish The Secret Place, absolutely. I also want to finish Hidden Pictures. This is a thriller horror book. I was leaning towards like light horror to describe this book because there is some paranormal stuff in here. And this follows a woman who has been very addicted to drugs in her past, but she is working so hard to stay clean, and she's doing absolutely everything right, staying away from anything that might trigger that addiction for her. And she decides to go and basically nanny for a summer at a home of two very wealthy people. They have a little boy, I think he's 5, and he's going to be going into kindergarten in the fall. So they decide to hire her. They know about her past, and she gets there, and this little boy is absolutely wonderful, but he does start to draw pictures that are more and more sinister, that have things like a dead woman and someone dragging the woman through the woods. What could be happening? It's definitely been fun so far. I'm really enjoying the writing style. It's gotten like mixed reviews, I would say, on GOODREADS, but I'm liking it so far, so I want to continue that. I'm also still reading a nonfiction kind of self-helpy book called The Mountain Is You, and this is all about self-sabotage and why we do self-sabotagey things and how to fix it. I'm in the midst of that, like highlighting. I'm trying to really take it seriously, so I'm highlighting it and really sitting with these things, and I want to continue that as well in October. Now we can get to the books on this list. The first book, I hope, will be no surprise to you guys whatsoever because I've been talking about it for a while, and that is Salem's Lot. This will be my second Stephen King of the year, and Salems Lot is my mom's favorite scary book, or at least her favorite Stephen King, and so I have very high hopes. This is one of his earlier works, which also makes me have high hopes that I'll like it. And this follows a man named Ben who goes back to his hometown, to Salems Lot, in hopes of exploring the history of the Marston house, an old mansion. Apparently, there are vampires here. I haven't read a good vampire book in a while. I think since the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. So it's been a good long time. So I really, really want to like this. This is like very high on the list of priorities for me. Wish me luck. Now, another book that is high up on my list is Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. I've read one other book by Juno, and this was a while ago, maybe last year. Really enjoyed it. It was also a bit of a horror for teens, and I liked it, and that's saying something because I don't usually like YA. I don't know why, I just don't always get along with it. In any case, this is about witches, and this is about 4 girls named Helena, Leonie, Neve, and Elle, and they all took the oath to join Her Majesty's Royal Coven established by Queen Elizabeth I. And I am very excited to read this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's about these girls who were once extremely close, and then as they've gotten older, they've stopped being as close. They've kind of gone their separate ways. However, this coven is now at risk because of a warlock, apparently. So I'm just curious about it. It's kind of fantasy meets horror, and I'm here for it. I don't read a lot of fantasy, but I'm hoping that this will be right up my alley. So wish me luck with that one. Oh, I should mention, I have another book on my TBR that I cannot announce yet because it's a book of the month book for October, and I'm going to be doing a haul separately. So when I do that haul, I will mention which book that is that I really want to read in October. Sorry for being secretive there. I try not to be secretive on this channel anyway, but I can't tell you until I have all the details and I have the book in my hand as well. Next, I thought it would be a good time to read Runtime by Catherine Ryan Howard. This is about a film set that's taking place in a deep forest miles away from West Cork, and it's about the crew there. There is a movie being filmed called Final Draft. It's a psychological horror film, and when our lead actress takes on this role, I think she ends up with this role because she's a replacement for an original star. She's very excited at first until things start happening on set that are actually reflected in the script. And again, it's a psychological horror. You don't want that happening. You don't want that. So it just sounds like a lot of fun and like a good time of year to read this. So hopefully I'll be able to get to this as well. Now, I very sadly did not read a book on my September TBR that I desperately wanted to read. It didn't happen. Again, lots of stuff was going on in our little house at that time. I'm also rewatching Breaking Bad, so I wonder if that's something to do with it. I want to read They Never Learn. It was, again, on my September TBR. This is about a professor at a university who every year, she basically selects the worst man on campus, someone who's done something terribly wrong, and she plots his demise. I believe she kills them all. She kills all of these very bad men. And apparently if you like Promising Young Woman, you will like this. I loved that. So I have very, very high hopes for this. Fingers crossed. I actually get to it in October. I'm so sad that I didn't in September. I don't know. I'm really, really disappointed in myself. So here we go. Fingers crossed. Once I have finished The Mountain Is You, I thought I would pick up another self-helpy book. I got this one from the library. It's called Buy Yourself the Effing Lilies. So this book is written by Tara Schuster, who actually was one of the writers on The Daily Show when Jon Stewart was the host of that. Sidebar, side note, I just recently discovered that Trevor Noah is leaving The Daily Show, and it has broken my heart. We don't have John there. We don't have Trevor there anymore. I don't know. I'm very sad. Okay, back to this book. So she, at this time when she was writing for The Daily Show, like she really looked on the outside like everything was great in her life, but in actuality, she was quite depressed. She was self-medicating. And she took some time away to really focus on herself. And this is about how she became a master of self-love. And so I really hope that I will enjoy with this. I'm hoping that it'll be funny considering she wrote for The Daily Show. Now, those are all of the books that I really want to read in October. Let me know in the comments below. What are you reading in October? Are you reading anything scary? It is scary season. I would love to know, are you gonna watch anything scary? I'd also love to know that. I have like a whole list of movies and TV shows that I really want to watch this fall on my phone, working my way through it. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk with you very soon. Goodbye, guys.